Hey there, YouTube and faithful CT Racer X channel watchers. Welcome to the CT Racer X channel. Today we're going to be doing a repair on a 2009 Audi TT. This particular repair is a simple one. We're going to be repairing the third brake light. The third brake light is though it's pretty easy, it does require a lot of disassembly. So stay tuned, get out your tools, and follow along. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, as with all repairs, you want to make sure that you got all the correct tools. Get yourself some gloves. And first things first, we're going to go ahead and pop the trunk here. Okay? Now, in order to get at this third brake light right here, what you're going to have to do is, of course, as I said, pop the trunk, but we're going to have to remove this black shroud here. It can be done fairly simply. So take your time. Don't rush it. And if you have to, take a second, because if you break any of the plastic clips in here, you will have to replace this, and I'm sure that's probably not cheap. All right, so first thing you want to do is go ahead and find yourself getting into the back of your Audi TT. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be removing two of these T-head screws. They're a hexagonal head tool. I want to say most commonly referred to as a star tool. There's two of these. I used a medium-sized tool. I want to say it's probably like a T16 or something like that. At any rate, there's two of these guys inside of this little cubby hole right here. So you want to take those two out first, okay? After you've got them pulled out, then what you want to do is insert a screwdriver, okay, of some sort. Wrapped in masking tape so you A, don't damage your paint, and B, you don't damage the plastic, so that you can pop out all of the little plastic clips around the edge here. There's a whole mess of them around this edge, okay? You pop everything out. Once it's all popped out, now you have access to the third brake light, which is in there, okay? Now, this is also the time I must advise you want to be real careful, because you may have a satellite receiver in there. You also may have a spoiler, automated spoiler, and so if you damage that motor, you could potentially be making your life a little bit more worse than it already is. All right, so you've gotten all the plastic clips off, right? You've made sure everything looks good. You pulled off the striker right here. All right, use a little bit of white lithium grease, or if you have some WD-40, put a Phillips head screwdriver in there and just work that off. It'll come off. In my case, it flew off, hit me in the face. Real nice, tons of fun. All right, when you got everything down, make sure that you haven't damaged any of your clips here, because if you damage any of these clips, not only will this top make noise, it ain't gonna sit good either. And that's gonna be a problem for you. You don't want that. And plus, like I said, it's probably really expensive to repair or get a new one, because, you know, they always want to charge $1 jillion for anything with a German label. At any rate, now you're ready to replace your third brake light. So up through these holes right here, you're going to see a couple of spokes sticking down. That's one, and then the other is right on the other side. What you should have is a black set of screw caps. You're going to just use a Phillips head screwdriver, turn it counterclockwise, just like so, and that will help you to be able to take the third brake light off of the car. Now, once you've got those two off, there is a clip. You're going to have to push that in order to have the clip removed. Good luck. Okay, here's where it gets a little dicey, because now we're dealing with the exterior paint. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to damage this. So, if you have a plastic spudger, or if you happen to have a screwdriver wrapped in masking tape, this is going to help out a lot. This is the old third brake light. Doesn't matter if you chip it or break it, because you're going to be removing it. As you can see in the earlier part of the video, this number 4, number 5 LED, one of those was out, and I don't like anything that looks janky, so I had to get rid of this third brake light to put a new one in. Okay, so what you're going to do is get a spudger around this back edge and start to pry it gently. Okay, work it along because it does have a rubberized edge. The other thing you rubberized like a 3M sticky edge here, as you can see. The other thing is you want to be very careful because right here is a 2-wire plastic clip, okay, designed to power that third brake light. If you yank this too hard, you will damage this clip, and then you will not have a third brake light, and the car is going to scream at you. It's going to be mad at you. All right, just push in the black label here, okay, and pull that out of the brake housing itself, right? 2-wire plug right there, and there you have it. Your third brake light is free from the vehicle. Don't try this at home, folks. This is my ACR wing, which is going to double as a table. At any rate, your new third brake light should have some more 3M sticky tape around the edge, as you can see here. So what you're going to need to do when you get your third brake light off, you're going to use a little bit of acetone. I like to use acetone because acetone's really good at taking off this 3M sticky tape. Plus, it also gives you an opportunity to clean up inside of here because you can see there's a lot of dirt and grime in here. Okay, take a little bit of acetone, knock down this rubber sticky stuff right here. You could use orange oil or whatever you, and get that whole surface clean, because when you set your new third brake light on there, that's got to stick to something, and you don't want to stick it to this stuff that's already here. It's all bad. Okay, here's the messy part of the job. What you want to do is go ahead and get a bottle of acetone or fingernail polish remover, some orange oil or some Goo Gone, and a couple of shop towels. Make sure you're wearing gloves, and also make sure you have an inert cleaner, like a soap and water sort of a spray bottle handy, because the solvents that you're going to be using to get the glue off are caustic, and they can in fact damage the paint on the vehicle. Don't hesitate to take your time, do small sections at a time, and make sure that you get all of the sticky goo off of the car, because when you go to put that third brake light on, if this area is not completely clean, your brake light will come off of the car, and it is likely to come off while you're driving. Or if it unseats, it could create an issue where you have noise, excessive noise, or premature wear of the light itself, along with the unsightly effect of damage to the LEDs, causing you to have to redo the job. So definitely take your time. Before you know it, this job will be over. Okay, now that you've scraped the area off really clean, make sure that you use a alcohol base in order to ensure that the paint surface is absolutely clean, because when you attach your new third brake light, it's got to stick to this surface here, and you don't want it to come off while you're driving. Okay, now we've got our new third brake light in. Okay, as I said, the surface was sticky, so even without any screws, this thing is on here nice and good. It's not going to come off, okay? But it doesn't hurt to put your screws back into place. Make sure you press nice and evenly on here, making sure that you've gotten every surface to stick evenly, okay? After it's all done, then what you're going to do is you're going to pop your trunk and add your screws back, okay? So we've got our trunk popped. I'm going to lift that up like so. And then remember these little guys? I'm going to use these little guys to put those back into place up in there, okay? Make sure that you screw them in using your Phillips, your flathead screwdriver. Just going to stick that up inside there like so. Attach it to the base and thread it in. These you're going to turn them clockwise, and they should lock that third brake light in place. As an aside, if you're having difficulty finding the right screwdriver to tighten your caps for your third brake light, that can be found here in the trunk. My car still has the full toolkit, but if your car doesn't have the toolkit, then you'll have to find another screwdriver. But this screwdriver is in the trunk of the car, and it does actually fit the head of the of these little caps here perfectly. Okay, that's in the trunk here. This is the same tool you use to remove your tail lights. So at any rate, if you have this screwdriver, it will make life a little bit easier. Okay, everything's all locked up and everything looks good. Everything's plugged in. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and shut the trunk before we cinch up everything and make sure that our third brake light works. Alright, so after you've gotten everything put back in, all your little clips in place, and your striker cover in place, and you haven't forgotten to put your little star head screws back in place, everything should be nice and sturdy, like factory, okay? Like I said, take as much time as you need to do this, because you don't want to wreck this thing. If you wreck it, you're going to have to pay some coin to get it fixed, okay? And the best part about this job is once it's done, it's done. Reasonably, I think if I weren't filming this, it should take about maybe 35 to 40 minutes to do. But because I wanted to make sure every little step was documented for you, it took close to about 2 hours to do this job. Okay, so if it takes you about an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes, that's totally normal, I would imagine. Don't beat yourself up over it. Anyhow, time to stop watching my video and do your own repairs. Thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe.